Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's me, SB, and welcome to the beginner and needle tatting series. And yes, today we are finally going to learn how to join new thread or yarn to your tatting project. So as you can see here, I was working up a little tiny swatch here, and I started running out of my thread here, as you can see. I just cut it off of the ball to do this example. And as you can see, I actually have quite a bit of needle thread left over. So as you're working up a project, I want you to pay attention to the amount of thread that you have left over. Let's say, for example, you did like what I did and cut it off of the ball. So our working thread is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and we are eventually going to have to join a new thread to our project. Normally, if you are working off the ball, this or the needle thread is what you have to pay attention to very, very closely. So another little tidbit is to be sure to end on a ring, because a ring is just easier to hide your join. You can end on a chain. It's just not going to look as neat. So let me show you real quick. My thread is getting really, really short, as you can see here. So I'm going to close my ring. And I know sometimes it pains me whenever I have a lot of extra thread. There we go. I may have split my yarn right here. There we go. So there is my last ring that I'm going to actually be able to complete. So I'm going to knot this off the way I normally would. So I'm going to reverse my work, knot that off, tighten that knot up, and I'm going to place another knot right on top of that just to make sure it's really, really secure. Tighten that up as well. So at this point, this is where you want to weave in these tail ends. So I'm just going to leave this on, and I'm going to weave this in because we are going to have to join a new set of thread. And I'm just going to do this very, very quickly. I'm not going to secure it too much, but you definitely want to go further to make sure this is going to remain secured. I'm just going to make sure that's in there, and I'm going to cut that off. So now we're not going to be using this. We're going to set that aside. I'm going to weave this one in as well. So I suggest that you do this as you're working, because if you're anything like me, I get really lazy at the end of the project, like if I'm finished, and I do not want to go back and have to weave in a bunch of ends. Oops. Okay, there we go. Pull that through. Make sure that's secured. Okay, so we just bound off our previous thread and weaved it in. So now this is the point where we are going to attach our new thread. So I just finished working this ring, and now I'm going to start working a chain. I'm going to leave my work facing the way that I left off, after I reverse worked and did the knots, because this is the way we are going to attach our new thread. So here's my new thread. I got the ball still attached, and we're just simply going to thread our needle. Make sure you leave enough of a tail, And now we are going to pass our needle from the back to the front into our work, into our project. And you want to go directly in the center of where we ended. So basically where we put our knots to secure this. And I know my yarn is very splitty, but you can kind of see where it's joined right here. So that's where I'm going to go. And it doesn't have to be exact as long as you get your needle through your project and it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to thread it all the way. Leave a good amount for your needle thread or however you think that you need to complete your project. Otherwise, you're going to have to do this again. Here is my ball thread. Now I'm going to place a knot right here to secure this. So this is the way I like to do my knots. I go under the ball thread. I flip the needle over and under the needle thread and just pull it through. And that is now secured in place. So we just joined a whole new set of thread or yarn. And now I can continue working, which was a chain. And there, now I can complete my project without worrying about whether or not I'm going to run out of thread. I hope this video is informative and taught you how to join new thread to your needle tatting project, and that it was informative at least. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. At the end of the video, I will put a slowed down version of what I did because I know sometimes it is very difficult to see whenever I am talking and moving my hands about. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Happy tatting. Bye.